So we will be making some forward-looking statements today. That's the fun part, of course, so you can read this in your spare time. But Excellon Resources, we've been around for quite some time now. The company was founded in 1989, brought to Mexico by Peter McGaw in the mid-90s, and we made the discovery of Platosa in the late 90s. Mexico's highest grade silver deposit, put it into operation in 2005, and we've been operating it since. So 15 years of production in Mexico. We're going to look at where we're going with that asset over the next little while. We have an opportunity to significantly reduce costs. Q2, very difficult for the mining industry. We made a lot of strides to very much improve the cost profile of the operation during that quarter. And Q3, things are looking good and very excited for the future. But it was in May or so last year when we saw gold moving through 1375, 1400, realizing that the gold and precious metal cycle was fully on board again. We started looking at a number of gold assets focused significantly on the Western United States. And that review led to the acquisition of Otis Gold in April of this year. So during the pandemic, we were very busy, or during that Q2, very busy closing this transaction. And this transaction, exceptionally accretive to our story. We bought it for less than $20 an ounce, or about 22 million Canadian in shares. And the Kilgore asset, which was the flagship of Otis, is now on an NPV basis worth over $300 million US. So exceptionally accretive to our NAV. It also moves us from about 50-50 precious metals, base metals, to over 90% precious metals with this addition of 1 million ounces of gold, and increases our resource base by over 450%. So an exceptional transaction. Great thing about Kilgore, though, is it's got loads of room to grow. Agnico Eagle invested in Otis back in 2017. They put $5 million in at 35 cents. And because they see the opportunity on this project for a 3 to 5 million ounce deposit. And that's what we really want to follow up on. Growing resources, making discoveries, that really fits in with the rest of our portfolio of assets. The key one we're going to talk about today is Silver City, which is a really interesting project. We've optioned basically an entire epithermal silver district in Saxony, Germany, an area that was mined for 800 years, but was kind of forgotten about through the sands of history. So Ben's going to talk about the high-grade discovery opportunity we have there pending very shortly. That's one of a portfolio of assets that we have. Lots of great exploration ongoing at Platosa. Our Evolucion project in northern Zacatecas, southern Durango. We'll have a resource update on that shortly. And our Oakley project, which is actually an option to Centerra Gold, really moving forward nicely on the exploration front. All of this, production, silver production, gold development opportunity, and the number of exploration assets, it's focused on or supplemented with a market-based strategy. We're in the process of preparing a listing for the NYSE. Hope to have news out on that very shortly. And I think that's going to add a tremendous amount of value to our shareholders. All of our peer group is on that exchange already, and much deeper capital pools and much higher liquidity. So excited for that to come into fruition over the coming months or so. So let's get started on the presentation. Capital structure, we just did a financing of about 18 million, which closed in late July. That really improves our capital position. Q2 difficult, but raising that money puts us in a very good position. About 11 million in cash now, and that's growing. With silver prices where they are, Platosa costs going down, we're starting to generate nice cash flow from the operation. Big shareholder here, Eric Sprott at 13%. And we gained some great shareholders from the Otis acquisition as well. Chris Lee Barber, Agnico Eagle, still a supportive shareholder, and Van Eck joining on that transaction as well. Volumes, I think, for the whole industry have increased dramatically over recent months. Over the last month or so, we're trading almost 1 million shares a day, and good volume in the US as well, though I think that's going to increase significantly once we do that uplisting.